Hi. Well, thank you for being so patient and waiting. Oh, you can't see me. You got to see my hat. How is everybody tonight? Can you see my shirt? I have to get closer. It says, "Yay, it's Friday." It's not really Friday, but it's Friday. I've been confusing people all day wearing my Friday shirt because it's not really Friday. So, how is everybody? Are we good tonight? It's been quiet here all day long, and then about the last hour of the day, things went bonkers, and everybody came in, and this sweet little girl was looking at a sewing machine, and she said, "I feel so bad I made you late." So, all right, so tonight we are going to talk all about baby onesies and French fries and embroidery designs. So I've done a couple things. Liz has edited the video for you all so that you have the step-by-steps for everything that has to do with stitching the onesie and getting that all ready. We've got 2 different colorways. So if you have picked up your blank, you know that your blank actually included 2 onesies in your pack. One was a stripe and one was a polka dot. So you got these little guys, and then there were 2 options for embellishment kits for this if you were interested in those. One is in the red way, one is in the aqua way, and these are done using leather. I know, I would kind of like to see some other colors of these onesies too. Because, I mean, you know, it would just be nice to have a variety. We'll have to see. We'll have to send them some emails. Maybe after this project, maybe we're not the only ones that'll feel that way. So the onesies have been out for a little while. They're really nice though, because if you haven't opened your package up, you will see they are open on one side. So they are nice and serged. So they're all finished, but they're easy to hoop this way. You don't have to try to cram it on there and then wad it all up over the back. So that is a great benefit to the Kimberbell onesies. I love them. So we've got some other things we're going to talk about. On this particular one, I enlarged the French fry container and took off the word small fry. And I also, instead of using leather, I used the glitter with the polka dotted glitter for the little stripe just to give it a different look since I was going to put it on a shirt. And then I added my own lettering in with embroidery software, or you could do that on your machine. So you have lots of options there. There's my co-host. I said they got a nice shot. I was trying to admit people in, and I was like leaning over the camera. They got a nice shot of my French fries. That made Liz laugh. So we have, a lot to talk about there. But you sent out the video? Okay, so in your email, you got 2 of the videos that talk all about hooping, all about. Oh, never mind. You didn't get the hooping one yet. You got the other ones. The hooping one is on its way. It's just my internet is a little slow, so it was having a hard time uploading. So you're going to get one video that's all about how to hoop and get the onesie ready to go on there, and then about how to stitch it. What you will find is in the kit, if you purchase that or per the instructions, there is a call for I got all kinds of weird stuff here today. There's a call for it's been a very abnormal kind of day. So when we were talking about onesies, you get a packet. They were in different sizes, so you all got to pick your size. But in your kit, there's a couple different products. One is the Flex Foam. This is used underneath of the French fries to make them three-dimensional. I know that's kind of hard to see here in the image, but they kind of poof out a little bit that way and they're not so flat. So Flex Foam is used in that kit, and there's also another product in there. It is called Silky Soft Fusible Backing. And this is used after we're completely finished with the embroidery and we've rinsed away our stabilizer and we've dried it. This really fine sheer, it's really, really super soft. And then the one side is kind of bumpy with that's glue on there, is going to be ironed on, and it covers up the design. So you can still see the design through it because it's that sheer, but it's not scratchy then. It's super soft, and this will stay adhered to the back side of the embroidery so that it doesn't scratch against the baby's skin. Or if you wanted to put it on your adult shirt so it doesn't scratch against your own skin, you can do that too. So that's what the two strange objects in your kits are if you got them. But in those videos, it's going to talk all about hooping. It's going to talk about doing the actual embroidery and using the puffy foam and the silky soft fusible backing after you're all done. Since this is kind of a standard applique embroidery and we've been doing this now for 6 months, I thought they probably don't want to watch me do it again tonight since they have all of the videos for that. So I wanted to kind of show you some other things that we did and how we did them. I know we've talked a lot in past months about going into software and editing and changing a design. So like this one, I used the resize option and made the fries bigger. What? I used I used the resize option and made the fries bigger, took away the small fry and added in the lettering. I think we've done that a few times, so I don't know that you necessarily want to see that again. But I did do a few other things. I did a lot of more sewing different things this time. So I had people tell me, I don't have a baby for this onesie to go to. Well, I don't really have a baby for this onesie to go to. And let me tell you, I've got a whole bunch of French fry baby onesies now that I have to find homes for. So I think that I'm going to look for a women's shelter or foster care or something like that group that does stuff so that I can donate these cute little onesies because they're so cute. And they're such good quality. I've used the onesies to make some other things in the past, and I just really like them. But I want to show you some other just traditional onesies. Kimberbell also has a not a kit, a pack, a design pack called, I couldn't think of the word, a design pack called The Snuggle is Real. And it has all kinds of cute, I'm getting a picture. Okay. Okay, I was hoping that you weren't showing. She changed the computer monitor on me and it's showing me the Delta website to book a flight. And I thought, are you showing that to all of them or just to me? So the Snuggle is Real is a cute little collection that has lots of baby options. This one says, don't make me call grandma. They have one that says, don't make me call auntie. There's one about Mr. Wonderful that you can make for like a 1-year-old. And there's a girl version of that also. And there's just some other fun, cute little sayings and stuff on that collection. But also there is this cute, I love this one. This is the This is on that Snuggle is Real collection, and this is the little teddy bear that says loved, and he comes in multiple sizes on that disc. And I've used the cuddle fur with him, so he's super soft. Um, but he looks just like the teddy bear. That's the Kimber Bear. That is the free pattern on the Kimberbell website. That makes an actual teddy bear. And so, how cute would this be to do a little teddy bear onesie and a teddy bear to give to somebody? I just love that idea. So, I think that would be fun if you're looking for like some projects to do. But if you, oh, yeah. So, maybe you've seen something this out here because it it made my heart sad but happy at the same time because before this design came out, I told Stacy, I said, I know what I'm going to do with the Kimberbell onesie. I'm going to make it into a pet shirt instead of into a kid's onesie. And she said, oh, that's a good idea. And then the first of the month rolled around, and all of a sudden they started popping up on Facebook and feeds where people were dressing their dogs in their small fry onesies. And I was like, oh, they stole my idea. I don't really think they stole my idea because it wasn't really that genius of an idea. But the difference is I have a cat and her name is Potato. I know, her name is actually Potato and she goes by Small Fry. So when I saw this design, it was absolutely perfect for her. And so the Snuggle is Real designs just came in today. We haven't even gotten them processed, Lois. So, but yes, we will pull yours for you. I know that you had special ordered one. So anyway, I decided to take the baby onesie and instead of embroidering on the front side of it, I'm having a hard time seeing the camera. It's okay. Instead of embroidering on the front side, I embroidered the small fry and the French fries on the back side of it. And then I cut the bottom off. Just cut those little leg holes off. And from there, I found a cute little piece of Kimberbell fabric that I had in my stash because if any of you are like me, you have a stash of Kimberbell fabric maybe left over from some projects. And I just cut a little piece of a strip and I used my gathering foot and I gathered up just like we did in the bunny busket where we gathered the ribbon. So there's a video of that. If you don't remember, there's a video of that showing about how the gathering foot works. You're just going to use your gathering foot and increase your stitch length and up your upper tension a little bit. And I gathered my fabric and then I added the skirt to the bottom of my little t-shirt. You could totally leave the onesie hole and add the skirt on it if you're making it for a little person, but I didn't want to have the snaps on it for my cat or my dog or whomever that I wanted to make this for. At first, I thought I would try it on the dog, but it wasn't big enough for her. She's gotten a little pudgy during COVID. But so instead, we put it on Small Fry because that's her name. This morning, we got her dressed and she was not overly happy. She just laid down on the floor like, "Why are you doing this to me?" Potato is on Facebook. So there she is in her cute little cat dress. Now, Lily, who is the owner of this cat, absolutely loved the fact that she got to put a dress on her cat this morning and was so very sad when I took it off of her to bring it to work. So now I'm going to have to take it back home for the cat to torment the cat. But she has her own little shirt with her name on it now. Because who doesn't have a cat that they name Potato? It's really funny. I've never seen her not move before, but when we put this on her, she just froze like, I don't know why you're doing this to me. But so you have the option. So when you think about it, you could add a ruffle bottom to the onesie without taking the bottom off for a little girl. Or if you maybe have the onesie and you have a kid that's really long and they've outgrown it, but they're still really skinny, because sometimes these onesies are a little wide and not always long enough. I cut the bottoms off of them and just hem the bottom and make a little t-shirt. Terry, that's funny. So you have lots of options with the onesie. You're not just stuck to a onesie. You can make it into a cute little dress. You can make it into a cute little dog shirt or a cat shirt. You can't, if your cat lets you wear shirts, you could make them for the shelter. That would be fun. Um, you could make the onesies for, local charities of that nature. But also, making it into a t-shirt is just great, because I used to do that with some of my stuff, because my girls were all like super long and they would outgrow them and they would be like brand new. So I just cut the bottom off. And if you've got a serger, you could cover him the bottom. If not, just fold it up and do a stretch stitch along the bottom, and you've got a cute little t-shirt for them that you could do embroidery on. So got lots of options with the onesie. Don't let it pigeonhole you into a baby onesie. Now, as far as the design goes, we've already seen that I've edited it here and made it into something fun for me. I told my oldest daughter, I said, well, you can have this shirt now and you can wear it on Fridays. And she looked at me kind of funny. I said, well, I wore it to work today and it's Wednesday, and everybody thought it was fun. So we've got those options. But something else that I thought was really fun with this embroidery design, and something I saw a lot of, were kids' bibs that had French fries on them. Some of them said, yay, it's Friday. Some of them just said things about small fry, or, fries and burgers or stuff like that. And I thought, ooh, a baby bib would be perfect for this design. It would be lots of fun. But I didn't want to just do a regular old baby bib, because I thought this would be fun for like a toddler, maybe. Maybe they're a small kid, but they're not a baby. So I wanted to do a fun big bib. So when my kids were little, or toddlers, these were my favorite bibs. So they're just a dish towel, a hand towel, not a dish towel, a hand towel, where we cut the hole about a third of the way up and add rib knit for a collar. So they can just pop this over their head, not over my head, doesn't fit. I tried earlier, doesn't fit. And then when I was all done, I added the French fry design to it. I changed up my colorway a little bit, but what's really nice is about these, first, they're big and they cover lots of area. You could make these for an adult with a bigger head opening. For a nursing home, yeah. You can make it bigger that way. You can make it out of a big towel too for a big person. But yeah, aren't they the best? They're the best, aren't they, Vicky? And so I changed up my colorway a little bit. I added my French fries in, did the whole 9 yards. And then when they're done and you pull these off, you just wipe their face off as you pull it up and off of them. It's the greatest bib ever. So I thought that I would kind of show you a little bit about that tonight as well. So you're just going to take your towel and you're going to fold it in half, hot dog ways. And then you want to find the top third. So I just folded mine down and folded it up until these were into thirds. And then open the back down again. From there, I used a 5.5-inch circle. And I can honestly tell you, I came from that measurement just by Googling a lot of different options for this, and that seemed to be pretty much the standard measurement. If your kid's a little bit smaller, their head's a little smaller, maybe a 5-inch circle would be the way to go. I traced a 5.5 inch circle. So it's 5.5 inches in diameter on a piece of paper to make my template. And I folded that in half. And then I folded it in quarters so that I could get my center line. And from there, I put my center line on the fold and I cut my circle out. I'm trying to do this and keep my hands out of the way. Hopefully I don't cut them off. That would be bad on camera, wouldn't it?
Thomas cut himself on camera once. Blood everywhere.
So I cut out my little circle, put it aside, and I have my bib ready to go. From there, I took a piece of rib knit that I cut at 2 3/4 by 12.5 inches. And I used my serger and I serged along this edge. If you don't have a serger, you could use a stretch stitch on your sewing machine. You don't want to use just a regular straight stitch because when it does stretch and over, it will pop those stitches. So you just kind of want to have something there using either a stretch stitch or if you've got a serger, I just used an overcast stitch. And did a nice, let's see if I can get that up, a nice serged edge on that. And that's just a 4-thread overcast. And from there, I opened it up or rolled it down. I don't know that opened it up is the right way to. Rolled it down so essentially the right sides are out. So the sewing part is on the inside. And I just tucked my tails down in here so I didn't have to deal with them. And then from here, I just pinned so this is the front side of my bib. And I'm just going to pin this all the way around. So I like to start at one side and come across to the opposite side and pin this. I understand that, but I said the same thing yesterday. So I'm using the Admire Air 5000, which is a 4-thread serger. And Liz just said to me, this would have been easier on the 7000. And I said, I know, because it has a free arm. But this is the one that was set up for a 4-thread overcast. And since I was already late, the other one was set up to do a cover hem. I didn't think you'd want to wait for me to change it all over. Because it has a free arm. But what I will tell you, so you can kind of see that like wants to draw up in there. So I just, once I have my 4 sides, then I come back and do more pins around. But if you have a serger and you're doing a 4-thread and maybe you don't have a free arm on your serger, you could always come and get a Admire Air 7000 that has a free arm. Or what I chose to do to make this a little easier and to keep things nice and straight is I just did took this to my sewing machine and set my straight stitch for as long as it would go and basted this right along the edge in place and then came back and serged it. That way I could take all the pins out and didn't have to worry about accidentally running over one of my pins with my serger because I can sew slower with my sewing machine than I can with my serger. So then I just took this to my sewing machine and did a long basting stitch right along the edge so that then I could take it to my serger and do a nice serged edge so that my towel won't unravel. If you don't have a serger, you could always finish this opening with an overcasting stitch on your sewing machine and then tack this down to it. Or you could, you could do the overcasting along both ways here. But that's just an option to create your bib. And then when you're done, this is going to flip up and create that nice, easy, quick little collar on your bib. I know. You were a day late and $1 short. So, quick, easy little gifts. If you're giving somebody a onesie, maybe you want to throw in a little bib to go along with it. You could color coordinate them. You could make this for an older sibling that can't um, wear the onesie, or you could do a t-shirt for them. Lots of fun ideas with the French fries. So, does anybody have any specific questions about the onesies or the French fries? Do you want to see how I enlarged the design? Or do you feel comfortable with that after some other classes that we've done? I know this one's not going to be as long tonight. It's kind of a pretty basic design.
Watch out for next month.
But yeah. You want to see the design enlargement? You got it. Okay, so first you're gonna go and I set the hoop for a 260 by 200 hoop. I wasn't exactly sure how big I wanted the design, but I thought I'll start there. I definitely knew I didn't want to go any bigger than that because the shirt that I was putting it on, I thought there's no way that I'll be able to wrap that up and around the hoop and get it out of the way to make it fit. So I did the 260 by 200 hoop. I called the design up and we went to the Modify tab, select the design first, and then go to the Modify tab. From there, I turned off all the colors except for the last one, which is the word small fry. And then I select all visible stitches and delete. You can use the delete key on your keyboard. You can use the delete key right there on the menu up there at the top on the left. And then from there, went back to the Home tab. From there, I just selected the resize. So my handles now turned blue. Anytime that you're in resize, your handles around your selection box will be blue versus when you're in scaling, they will be white. So when I had them at blue, I just grabbed the corner and I drug those French fries out until they were about the size I wanted. I didn't do any certain kind of percentage. I just kind of did this by eyeball. From there, I centered the design in the hoop with my alignment tools. And then I went to my letter tab, selected a font, And I decided that since I was doing a t-shirt, I didn't want a font that was a real dense, heavy satin stitch because I didn't want that to draw up around the t-shirt to draw up around it. So I made sure that I picked a nice open font that was just more like of a running stitch or a triple stitch. Use that one. Yeah. She was just trying to find a font she likes and she's struggling. And then I just typed in yay or exclamation point, it's, and then I chose to do the wavy line as my setup. And you'll probably want a bigger font size than 12. So I increased the font size. Yeah. And apply. Mm-hmm. So you want to pull it up higher because you're white. There you go. Well, maybe you need to make your font size a little bigger. Oh. So you can then grab those points. The in the Premiere 2 software, it gave us the ability to kind of shift some things around. Liz doesn't like this font, so she's going to pick a different one. You might have to pick something a little bolder just so they can see it. There you go. So you can actually move those points on the line to make your your wave deeper or straighter, those sorts of things. You can move those points all around. So it's kind of a fun one to play with. It's your point of origin. Yeah. So you can move those around and get them set how you like them. And then once I did that, I just went back into my letterbox. Perfect. Yep. And did FRY dash day for Friday. Make sure I set my size to the same one. And then created my shirt. And then I went back to my home tab and I from there I selected all, I should say. And from there, before I exported this out, I made sure that I didn't have any colors that were duplicates so that I could color sort it, because I made, and it looks like this one's actually going to be that way. I made my lettering, nope, yours aren't the same. I made my lettering the same color as I made the outline around my French fry container so that it wouldn't stop. So I made sure that those were all the same color, of thread color, by clicking on what color the thread was for around the French fry container, and then went down to my letter colors and changed those to the same number so that when I color sorted, it would just do those all in one step. the one that's the outside of the fry container. Yeah. So you can change the, colors so that things color sort correctly. But one thing you have to be really careful with ready-made designs is that you when they have an applique specifically, if you go to export it and color sort it, you need to make sure that some of those placement stitches and tack down stitches aren't duplicate colors throughout your design, because otherwise it makes things out of order and it doesn't put things in the right place. So that's something you have to be really aware of, is what the colors are in the design when they're being made, by somebody else. Because all of a sudden you may have the machine doing a placement stitch for your French fries and it doesn't stop and goes to doing the satin stitch around the fry container if they were programmed at the same color. So a lot of times I tell people with a ready-made design, you don't want to color sort. But when I'm adding in fonts, a lot of times I like to color sort. So I just go in and make sure that I don't have any duplicate colors that I don't want sorted. So that's kind of how that works. So that's a fun way you can play with the design in your software. I really wanted to put this on a hat too, the little French fry container on a hat, but I just didn't get there. There's not enough hours in the day. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay. I don't know, I can't see that. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions? It could be questions about the baby onesie. It could be questions about why I'm standing on my head. Liz thinks that I should be on my head. Any questions about baby onesies? When I cut the onesie to do the skirt, I just took and cut right above the leg hole. So right where the white ribbing ends, I just laid my ruler and cut straight across here. Now, if you're making this like for a t-shirt for a kid that doesn't necessarily need a onesie anymore, I would cut as close to those white corners as possible where the leg holes are, and I just cut straight across. If you're making it into a little dress for a little girl without the onesie, I would do the same thing too. That's just going to give you more length. If you're making it for a shirt for your pet, I would definitely, if you can lay it on your pet or try it on your pet or measure the length you want, because what you want to keep in mind of with a pet, depending on what it is, that if they wear it to go outside and they use the potty, you want to make sure that the underside, you may even want to cut it. I'm going to do this backwards. You may even want to cut and go up a little bit on this side because your embroidery will be on the back, so that, they don't go to the potty on it. But you could leave the back side longer to cover a little further, like little doggy clothes are. I've never had a dog that really would wear clothes, so I'm not very good at that. I have a little coat for my little dog when it gets really cold, but that's it. But yeah, otherwise I just cut it right there along the top of those leg holes. I just measured straight across, made sure it was even, and sliced it off. Then you can fold it up and hem it for a t-shirt, or add that to the add the skirt to it. Either one. And the skirt, as far as the length goes, that would be dependent upon how long you want it. You could make, this for a little dress for a little girl. I know that my youngest was a beanpole and, was like this big, but she was long. So I just would add on to the bottom of t-shirts or onesies, I would just add a longer skirt and I would just make it a little bit longer and then hem it up based on how um, much she needed it. So just kind of measuring and playing depending on who you're making it for. Um, does anybody have any other questions, not even just about this project, but about any of the month's projects that we've done, or maybe you haven't gotten to, um, or that you've gotten to and you have questions about? Because, this is our last Kimberbell fill in the blank for the first half of the year. So I just want to make sure that anybody who has questions about the sparkle bag or the cake towel, the bunny basket, the yes, silky iron on fuse comes silky iron on comes in a roll. It is by Kimberbell and we do have it in stock. Um next month's event or next month's fill in the blank. So if you have signed up for July through December, so if you haven't renewed and you want to, call us right away and we will get you added onto the list. I think we've contacted everybody that was in the club prior. We've had a lot of new people sign up. So if you didn't sign up and you want to get on board for the next 6 months, which will be July through December, you'll get a new blank each month. You'll get a new design. You'll get the videos. You'll get the class, all of that good stuff. Please call either Lexington or Centerville, wherever you're closest to, right away, and we will get you added on the list. So, July's project Liz is going to show us a picture of it because that's all we have so far. Is going to be the blank is going to be one of Kimberbell's new pillow blanks. Liz got to see these when she was out at the SDTA show. That sounds like a disease. It's the Sewing Dealer Trade Association. Sounds like some kind of disease. Yeah, it used to be known as VDTA because it's the Vacuum and Sewing Trade Association. That sounds even worse. VSTDTA. I don't know. It's terrible. So Liz talked to Kim.
So they're coming out with this is like two rectangles.
Okay, so they're coming out with 2 rectangle blanks. This is one of them, and the other one I think is a cream color. It will be the cream color is going to be used for a project in the Kimberbell 2-day event, Home Sweet Haunted Holiday, Home Sweet Haunted Home Sweet Haunted Home. Sorry, it's too many H's. But so the pillow is the background, and there are 2 rectangles that they're coming out with, and then they're also, I think it's 12 by 14, I think is what the size of it is. It's close to about 12 by 14 is the pillow blank. And then there are also going to be 2 square blanks that come out as well. So I think there's a lot we can do with this, and I love that design. And I'm not really a flower person, so.
Well, and the pillow blanks were really.
Now, are they already quilted?
They're already quilted.
Okay.
So they've got their poof to them, and they've already got the zipper in them, and it's like it's not an invisible zipper, but it's almost invisible.
Okay. So the pillow forms are pre-quilted, or not forms. The pillow. What do we call that? Pillowcase is pre-quilted, and then we do the embroidery on top. So, can you all see the picture of the Kimberbell Home Sweet Haunted Home? She's trying to find you a picture so you can see it. Home Sweet Haunted Home. So this is the 2-day event. This is the other pillow blank you can see is cream back there. So lots of fun stuff we're going to be able to do with these. I'm excited about next month's project. The month after that, is it the the dog kerchief or cat pet kerchief. So that is Home Sweet Haunted Home. The dates for that, it's a 2-day event, is August 20th and 21st. I'm not familiar with a tin tray. I'll have to look into that because that's not something they've.
Well, they didn't have it in the booth. They had all of the samples in the booth, but they didn't have anything like that in the booth.
Yeah, I'll have to maybe find out where you saw it and we'll see what that is that you're looking at. They didn't have it at the display. Kimberbell didn't have that at the show. And they didn't say anything about an extra. So we'll see what we can find out. Yes, the July through December fill in the blank classes will still be the third Wednesday of the month. So July is going to be the pillow with the flowers. We know that August is going to be the pet kerchief. And the other ones have not been announced at this point. So they're going to be fun surprises. I love a good surprise. It's all about finding a new hat to go with the theme, right? Somebody said to me today, "Where do you keep coming up with all of these weird hats?" I said, "I always liked hats as a kid. This is not a new thing. I'm a hat person." I had a whole hat rack when I was a kid. I'm going to need my hat rack back though because my desk drawer is getting really full of hats and headbands in there. I'm going to need some more. So we have that going on with Kimberbell. I know we've kind of been all over the place tonight. Winter Wonderland is a 2-day Kimberbell event in July that is coming up that we're going to do virtually as well. If you haven't done that one, it is beautiful. It has a really cool advent calendar, an ice skate stocking, a cardinal ornament, a cute little postage letter to Santa pillow. So lots of fun stuff coming up. Kimberbell. There's also can you post our link on here for them? The affiliate link for them. Yeah. So I've had a lot of questions about people purchasing things from Kimberbell. We know that they've got their vault going now with some discontinued designs that you can do as downloads that you can only get through their vault. Their quilting designs, their quick stitch designs, as well as their Bella boxes. And one of the things, this is not, what are you doing? Okay. One of the things that they are now doing instead of just selling that directly to you guys, because you guys have all said, we like our local businesses and we want to support them, they have now given us what's called an affiliate link. And so if you are planning to purchase a Bella box or some quilting designs or something from the Kimberbell Vault, if you utilize our link that we put out there, and Liz is going to add it in here to the chat. We've also sent this out in an email. I think it can be found on our Facebook page as well. If you're going to get something, we would greatly appreciate if you tap on that. Then Kimberbell knows that, we're your home store, and they give us a little credit for you being, our home store customers. So it just kind of ties it all in. So we know that you guys are super Kimberbell fans, just like we all are. And we would greatly appreciate your support like you always give us, but we just wanted to put that out there. Thank you, Terry. So that is something else that's going on with Kimberbell. I didn't bring it up here. I should have brought it. If you haven't seen it, there's a new collection called Curated Home for the Holidays. It's got some really cute Christmas stuff on it, and it's going to use some of the new pillow blanks. So we'll talk a lot about that next month again when we do the new pillow blank. And trying to think if there's anything else new. If you haven't seen Facebook Lives, we talked about there's a new bench pillow coming out, Candy Cane Christmas bench pillow. We are taking pre-orders for that. There's fabric kits, embellishment kits, CDs, sewing patterns, all that good stuff. So if there's anything you want, you can call us and let us know. There's also a new Halloween quilt coming out called Candy Corn, not Christmas, Candy Corn Quilt, Candy Corn Quilt. They're doing this candy corn and names too close. Candy cane and candy corn. There's a candy corn quilt that has got a super cute Halloween quilt that is coming out. Again, it's got a fabric kit, an embellishment kit, embroidery CD. And if you're interested in one of those and you want to get in on that first run of those, call us and we can get you on the pre-order list for that as well. So lots going on with Kimberbell. Oh, I didn't tell you, the new silky solids from Maywood that are Kimberbell just arrived today. They're not even out of the plastic yet. They're not even out of the plastic yet. So they showed up in Ohio today, which means they should be in Kentucky any day because they're always like a day or so behind us in shipping. So that is something to keep your eye out for, but they are really pretty. The colors coordinate perfectly with all the Kimberbell stuff. If you're looking for some solids to go along with your Kimberbell, we've got them. So if anybody has any questions, so, Liz says it's good I wrapped up early because it's light outside and people have things to do and want to be outside. They don't want to be sitting in front of their computer watching me act a fool.
Now in July it'll be hot and they'll be like, "Please, let me go watch."
But she says in July it'll be so hot you'll want to come and watch me because you'll want to be inside. All right. Well, thanks for coming. And thanks for signing up for 6 months. I hope you had a lot of fun. I did. And I look forward to lots of new fun stuff coming in the next 6 months. Bye.